So, little update here. It's very late at night in the UK. We're going to keep this short and sweet. Lucha Jackson joined by Champagne Charlie. We had, of course, the WWE Draft, the first night of it, plus on Talking Smack. Sounds familiar, that name. They've announced a supplemental draft. So we're going to go through the major players in this. So first of all, both World Championships are staying on their respective brands. So Raw maintains the WWE Championship and its holder, of course, Drew McIntyre, and SmackDown retains the Universal Championship with Roman Reigns still on that brand. I thought this was going to happen. I didn't think they were going to change the belts back.
Pretty basic, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
With them, because with them changing the strap on the Universal Championship to blue, literally only about less than 6 months ago. I doubt they were going to change. Be swapping a champion back to another brand anytime soon.
Yeah, I think as well, because both champions are in kind of really heated rivalries at the moment as well.
Exactly, and they didn't want to change that.
I wouldn't want to change that. So yeah, I think that was the right thing to do, and I'm glad that the champions were drafted first. I think that makes sense too. They are the main champions. Next up, what was announced on SmackDown was that Seth Rollins and the Mysterios, and Dominic and his dad, Rey Mysterio, were drafted SmackDown. But what was announced on the supplemental draft, which aired as part of Talking Smack this today, is that Murphy is also going to SmackDown. So are they going to continue this entire feud on SmackDown?
Here's the thing. When they announced that Seth Rollins was moving to SmackDown, I was thrilled because I'm kind of bored of the whole Seth Rollins versus Mysterio's angle now, because they've been going on it for months and they're just kind of like flogging the dead horse here. So I thought, yay, result. But then the Mysterios got moved as well. And now you say with Murphy being here, I'm like, oh, for God's sakes, you know what I mean? Enough already.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's been done enough now.
Hence, like I said, flogging the dead horse.
Yeah.
So,
and I guess Seth's has to find a new nickname. This is what I loved about Rob Van Dam. Remember Rob Van Dam had he was
you can do Mr. Monday Night and Mr. Thursday Night.
Yeah.
Friday Night Messiah doesn't really make the same impact.
It doesn't, does it? No. So you'd have to rebrand, I guess.
So you have to come up with some other sort of pretentious religious nonsense. So yeah.
Yeah, I guess we'll see over the coming weeks. Next up, and the one which I think we did predict on our last episode of Willow Press, was AJ Styles being drafted to Monday Night Raw. So he's now obviously been removed from Paul Heyman, I guess, on the blue brand. He's now back on Monday Night Raw. I think that's a great addition to the roster, especially with Rollins.
I think it's a good one. I could see some great ideas of where they could put him with that. I'd love to see a McIntyre versus Styles feud at some point. That would be pretty cool to see.
Yeah. I think Styles is one of those players. He could be in any brand, couldn't he? He could be the main part of any brand.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's a win-win for either team if whoever gets Styles there.
Yeah, no, I agree. Over to the women's division, we saw a switch take place really, where Naomi's now going to be on Raw, and Bianca Belair is going to be on SmackDown. I did put Who Cares next to Naomi because she's been drafted so many times back and forth between the brands and not really done anything on either of them. But I'm excited for what they might do with Bianca Belair.
There's a chance for her to shine out on her own rather than just being with her husband who's in the Street Profits.
Yeah. Then came so tag team wise, it's been very, very odd how they've done this. So the Hurt Business were drafted at one unit back to Monday Night Raw essentially. So
I kind of expect that to happen. What's going on with them and Retribution really. So
yeah. And then obviously our next pick, Miz and Morrison were drafted to Raw. However, Jey Uso was drafted separately, and Jimmy Uso has been left undrafted because he's currently injured.
I think that's because he's on injured reserve. I think that's the reason.
Yeah, because Ivar also, I've checked, he's not on the list as well because he's currently injured too. So they removed him.
Yeah, so they're on the injured reserve list. So that's why.
So Eric, he will be drafted by himself to a brand. And obviously the thought will be that obviously the partners would join them. So Otis has been drafted to his brand SmackDown, but Tucker
to Raw. Yeah.
So that's a tag team.
Effectively means that the heavy machinery is no more.
Yeah, that's a bit of a shame, really, especially because they were going to
go. Yeah, because I like them. I like them as a team, and don't get me wrong, I thought the whole Otis storyline was funny, that kind of thing, but I felt sorry for Tucker being a third wheel in that. Do you know what I mean? So yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of abandons the team. However, when they say that, every time they get a good team going, they always eventually break up. You know what I mean?
I know. So Miz and Morrison to Raw, and that's a good move, I think.
That's a good move. Yeah, I really love what they do. With Miz and Morrison.
Yeah, and of course the big kind of news coming out of the first run, I think definitely for most people, is that the New Day have split up.
Yeah, however, only one member has been taken away. Sadly, that's Big E, who's remaining on SmackDown, whilst Kofi and Xavier go to Raw with the SmackDown Tag Team titles, which is a very weird move.
Yeah, thing is, back in the day, remember they had the WWE Tag Team Championships and the World Tag Team Championships.
I remember.
So it was easy to swap them.
Yeah.
But now it's hard because you asked, like with the women's belts, the SmackDown women's and Raw women's.
Straps as well. The color of the straps.
Yeah.
There's only two possible ways of where this is going to go, in my opinion, with the tag titles. I mean, option A is a team from SmackDown appears on Raw one night and wins them back and takes them back to SmackDown.
Yeah.
Right? That's option A. Option B, they do some sort of storyline with the Raw Tag Team Champions, that kind of thing, which is obviously the Street Profits. For some sort of, I don't know, unification thing. I don't know. Those are the two things I see possibly happening.
Yeah, I think I would favour, to be fair, the unification at this point. I think we're at the point where they don't like tag teams. And another tag team that is up in this, or stable at least, is Lucha House Party, as Kalisto has been drafted, I believe, to Raw without his tag team partners. So they obviously don't like tag teams. Let's just merge them all together. They've released a ton of them earlier this year that have obviously gone on to have great success at AEW and Impact and all that kind of stuff. Just go back to having the one set and make them mean something, maybe. And I guess the New Day and the Street Profits being the two kind of main tag teams, definitely in this year. Proper tag teams, let's say. Like let them have a match and have the belts. But those are the main picks that have come out. We also saw Lars Sullivan return as well on SmackDown. It's unclear whether he's...
After 18 months of being away?
I believe so, I believe so.
Yeah.
So it seems, and there are some, I was looking through a list earlier, there are a lot of people that are obviously not on the list of eligible picks. Obviously, some of them injured. You've got people like Becky Lynch, of course, pregnant. And some of them, just people haven't appeared in time, like Bo Dallas.
With Lars Sullivan, they've kind of got him, picking up from where he left off, because when he left, on injury, he started beating up the Hardys constantly. Yeah. Now Matt's no longer there, but he went straight back to beating up Jeff Hardy, from where
Matt Riddle.
and Matt Riddle, yeah. So it's
maybe the thing about Jeff and Matt's team.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like picking up from exactly where he left off.
So just to wrap this up, because it's not meant to be long on this one. Three things that you'd like to see happen on Monday night. Then 3 changes you'd like to see happen
on Monday night.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I'd like to see a Styles versus McIntyre feud for the title. That'd be pretty cool. I think it'd be a really good clash of styles there. No pun intended. I'd like to see, some more variety in the women's division. People getting the right shots for the title. So I've kind of had it up to the back teeth with the same thing that's been going on with the women's division recently. And as we talk about, more tag team matches, I think. So
yeah. I mean, yeah. Okay, so we'll end it at that. Obviously, Monday Raw continues. We're hoping for some more changes. I think they've been quite positive so far. And hopefully they sort out this SmackDown Tag Championship stuff.
We shall see.
But yeah, we should wait and see. But until then, we'll be back for Grid Press later on in this week. Thank you for joining us. And
right.
that's it. Bye.
Bye-bye.